Hi, welcome to Lead with Love podcast. I'm your host, Christy, and I am super thrilled to be sharing conscious content that I know will be a game changer for you in your life. Every aspect of our journey requires growth for change so that we can evolve into our best selves. And in each one of these episodes, we're going to lead with the intention to water our souls, feed our minds, and inspire ourselves to love more and deeper. It's so important that we begin to love where we've been, love where we are, and love where we are growing. Hi, everyone. It is Christy Dreiling, your host of Lead with Love, and I am really excited to be here today. I'm excited actually all the time that I get to spend with all of you beautiful souls listening around the world, wherever you might be, divinely connecting to this message today that found its way into your heart for a reason. There is a reason for all the messages that come into our life every day. And if we're just paying attention and we are aware and we are awake, we will really, truly begin to unfold those mysteries that we like to call, in our life that sometimes keep us held back or keep us from living our best, truest self. And I'm really honored, quite frankly, to have our next guest speaker on the show today, mainly because he is my partner, and his name is Gonzalo Dieguez, and he is the founder and creator of the brain nootropic supplement called G-Mood. And if you ever get the opportunity to meet this beautiful soul, he is one of the happiest humans you'll ever meet. He has such a beautiful disposition, and one of my goals in this next journey and phase of my life is just to be more happy. And of course, I attracted a partner that is like a pocket full of freaking sunshine. I kid you not. And sometimes if I'm just feeling like in that slump or in a down mood, he'll come in and he'll just shake me up and start dancing and reminding me that there's so much to be grateful for and thankful for. And don't we all just want to be like that? And so, I know that wasn't always the case. And so I wanted to bring him on and have conversations and just be friends at the dinner table with all of you right now and share words of wisdom from our personal experience and introduce you to this beautiful human that I want to share with the world. So welcome to the show, Gonz.
Wow. Thank you so much. Welcome. Thank you. What a presentation. I never had such a huge presentation about me. Make me feel so special. Thank you so much. And I don't know what to say now. I think you talk about me and describe me a lot. So thank you so much for that.
No, well, if you haven't noticed yet, he's not from America. Where are you from?
I'm from Argentina, Buenos Aires, and I came to this country like 7 years ago with a dream, with a purpose.
Yeah, it's really funny is I was really horrible in history and geography. And I think my major in school was boys. I really did a really good job of liking boys. So I never really
discovered Argentina through me.
Yeah, I really never knew where
the
that
other
was.
Part of America. There is America too, South America.
It's like when we first started dating, I'm like, Argentina, where is that? And so, wow, what an introduction to a delicious culture and delicious humans. Like, I truly am honored to get to know your culture and get to know you more. You teach me something all the time about life. And so when you came to this country 7 years ago, you never thought you'd meet me, right?
I never thought about it, yeah.
But how cool, because you were following your true north. You started a company, a brain nootropic, and just take a moment to share a little bit about that, if you don't mind.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, 7 years ago, I came here. My life was a little different, I have been struggling a lot to try to communicate in a better way, and in order to succeed in this world. And I was struggling some with some anxieties and mental stress, and so I decided to put the health in my hand and to take action and start researching about some products outside that will help me holistically and naturally to overcome my mental blocks and get better in what I was doing. And finally discover the world of the nootropics and decide to put hands on it and create my own formula for a nootropic that it will help me with get rid of the anxieties and the stress, and get being a better human. Sometimes when you just struggle with your life, and most of the time it's because you don't have a clear and sharp mind. So it helps me a lot to get rid of the things I was not looking for, and start like seeing a clear path of my life and being self-aware.
I love that. Not only what I love most about that is that you had a problem. I know you've shared that you had some ADHD when you were younger.
When I was younger, yeah, I have ADHD. Of course, at that time, 20 years ago or more, the doctors didn't know exactly. They were saying that it was more like a genetic disease for kids, and in the school they blame the kids, telling that it's a problem that they have. But what really is happening is like it's nothing to do with that. It's not a genetic disease. It's more related to the food, to the nutrition part of it. And yeah, I was struggling from young that it's my fault that I cannot pay attention, that I cannot focus, that I cannot keep up with the class, that I'm being distracted with the first flight that passed through in front of me. And then I just like knew later in my age when I discovered about keto and fasting and all this amazing world of getting rid of the carbs, and I lose 50 pounds and start feeling this incredible power, again back to focus and to have a clear and sharp mind.
So amazing. I know so many listeners right now can connect and relate to that, because I think there is an epidemic right now of people really feeling frustrated, and then they blame themselves because they're they say the gut is your second brain. So really healing it through nutrition and then, proper supplementation. So I'm really proud of you that you came up with a formula that was incredibly effective for you. But not just that, you didn't keep it just for yourself. You went above and beyond and started a company. And then, what blows my mind is all the work he's put into it. And it's such a world-class company. So well done for all the lives that you're helping touch and change. It always inspires me when you get a new testimony from a client who has been transformed, and they can't thank you enough for their transformation, because you took what you had and you shared it. And that's so incredibly beautiful. And that's really what this world needs more of, is people who are selfless in their service. And I see that with you. Like, you selflessly serve with your products. So thank you for teaching me every day how to be better at service. And I'm really excited to see where you take it.
Well, talking about serving, I want to serve you a mate now. That is
mate. We got to tell everybody what a mate is.
So this morning here, and we're sharing a mate in this conversation. It's a Argentinian tradition.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
So
yeah, for those of you that don't know what a mate is, it's like this green leaf tea, and it's in this gourd called mate, and the green tea is called yerba.
Yeah,
look at how much I've learned over these. And you share it with the people that you're sitting with, and you talk, and you share stories and business and whatnot. And
then you can share it with friends, family, whoever you want to maintain a great conversation, or just you can do it for yourself to retrospect yourself. It's a good moment to have reflections and read your book. Very good to give space for yourself and time for yourself to enjoy yourself.
Yeah, so we're sharing mate right now. So if you hear us drinking, that's what it is. We're not drinking alcohol this early in the morning. That wouldn't be good for us. Well, we're sharing our mate. So
regarding the question.
Yeah, what question did I ask you?
You told me about the 5-HTP and the ingredients that I use, how I put together in order to help.
Oh, yeah.
How much I struggle.
I forgot already. See, I didn't take my G-Mood this morning.
Well, here you have.
Oh, you're going to get it. Okay, I'm going to take one. Here we go. Thank you, babe.
And So yeah, I was a struggling moment when I started developing the product because I didn't know what I was doing exactly. I knew there was something there when I started trying the product outside, and I really find great benefits from it, and I was very very happy with those results. So I have like a base in chemistry. When I was young, I was having some years studying chemistry. So I decided to get to the source of these formulas, these products, and get deep into the ingredients and find the best ingredients that I can find in the market. So I start buying them by separate and starting measuring and testing the results every day with me, with my friends, and then actually, and after that, starting to combine them. So eventually, I create, a formula that I try and test with my family and my friends, and was very good, and I was amazed with the results and the testimonies. So after I have the formula running, I just decided, with my friends, say, hey, I wish this is nothing like this in the market. Like, I wish that everybody can, be benefit about this. And so my friends told me that, why you don't manufacture? And I say, no, but it's a big thing. It's a big responsibility, liability, and all the stuff. And I say, I don't know if I have the money right now. And it's just like, it's complicated. But so I just put it in my head and meditate that night. And the next day, I decided to take action and reorganize my financial stuff and put all the money that I have in savings and stuff and credit cards and in our stores to make the dream happen.
Beautiful. I love that story. It's so beautiful to hear, about the journey and how far we come, right? Looking back at like where it started. And we were talking about that this morning when we were having mate and reading about like the guy that started Patagonia, and Walt Disney and, all these people. We're reading, Gonz is reading Dare to Dream, Work to Win by Dr. Tom Barrett. I'm reading Conscious Leadership by John Mackey. And John Mackey started Whole Foods. He's the CEO of Whole Foods and founder. And it's really cool just to hear, how he shares that we are all, these people, the Walt Disneys were once just a cartoonist, right? Like with a dream. And we all started somewhere.
And I think everybody has the same dream. And the good thing about this and the message for this podcast is like encourage to everybody follow that dream, be the Walt Disney, be the Patagonia guy. Yes. And don't be scared of, what's going to be the outcome. You have to try everything. Never, you're never going to regret, to being brave. So yeah, this is, I think, is the message for all of you guys.
Yeah, it's like that's what John was saying. He was saying that we aren't supposed to know exactly what lights us up. Like we're on the journey to try a lot of different things to figure out what our thing is, right? But how many of us have started a thing and then we lost interest and then we started another thing and then people started labeling us as like people that don't finish anything. Right? I know that's happened.
But the most important thing is when people always going to put your labels on it.
Yeah.
You have to know that they put labels on it, but you don't have to put labels on you. Never, because that's what it makes us, not to succeed when you start putting those labels onto us and say, believe it, I'm not capable of this. I'm not, because other people say that about you.
Oh yeah. Because they're just projecting onto you
their fears,
their own fears. And it's so interesting how many people I've coached over the years where someone starts to become successful or they start evolving. And we've seen this too, like in friendships, right? Where someone starts growing and friends or family, they start to freak out a little bit. And they're like, wait a second, you're growing. You can't change. What are you doing? And people try to hold people back because they don't want to change, right? And so they'll start pulling us back in, and they might do that. And it's not because they're trying to be hurtful. It's people truly, they don't know any other way. They don't want things to change. So they try to do it in ways that are maybe not helping us to build us, but it's bringing us down. So
it's very important to also to recognize those things when you're growing and you have a growing mindset, because you always empathize with our friends and family that, keeping us in the past stuck sometimes. because they have the belief system very strong. They don't believe in you or how capable you can be and to grow. And it's easy to go back to them and say, hey, I'm willing to do this. I'm willing to change. I'm willing to show up and willing to step up in this, life that I have. And it's good to let them know if they are in your journey, they're going to be, in alignment with you. If it's not, it's good to they offer resistance, because you have to see them as a step that you can step over, and it's going to be another step towards growing. It's part of the past, thanks to them, that you are now in the position that you are, and you can recognize those things.
It's beautiful. Speaking of growing, pretty amazing the journey that we've been on in these last 15 months together. I think the whole world's been on a journey. I don't think I know the whole world's been on a journey. We've all been on our own personal, individual journeys. We've been in journeys with the people we love. We've all been challenged and tested to rise and to step into a greater version of ourselves. And I really do believe that everyone that enters our life is for a divine purpose. And that sometimes people enter our lives to really help to awake us. And so everyone really loves hearing about how we met. And so I don't know, he's literally told it 100 million times, as I have too. So I know sometimes it gets kind of tiring to tell the story, but there's so many people that haven't heard it listening right now. I think the reason why I think it's powerful to tell it is because so many people feel like they've lost hope.
Yeah. And inspire others too. You never know.
Yeah. It's like, how many of you feel like you've been spinning the wheel and you've been dreaming and believing and thinking all the right thoughts, but yet still what you want hasn't come? How many of you feel that? Whether it's in business or a partnership or maybe wealth creation, whatever it might be, you feel like you're doing all the right things and nothing seems to be working. And that's what we want to dive into right now, is talk to you a little bit more about surrender and how important surrender is in the becoming the best version of yourself, and also attracting those people and circumstances into your life that will really take your life to the next plane. Gonz, it's been now 15 months since we met, roughly, I think, right? Tell everybody where you were 15 months ago.
Actually, 16 months ago, when I decided to leave LA because pandemic hits and I have to abandon everything there, my life there, my business, my car, my house, everything, sell everything, and just get a van to live inside. And then I decided to go up north. And then in that trip, I fell in love with a beautiful place called Mount Shasta, because their energy and then the nature that was there. And I really learned, living in the woods, in the van, how to surrender and let go. And it wasn't just in that precise moment when I was getting
out of your way.
New burn.
Yeah, out of your way.
And out of my life, and then, living connected with true nature and releasing all my thoughts and everything and my expectations for everything. I just realized like how simple life it is. And in that moment, in that precise moment, when I was feeling that immense source of love inside of me, I decided to go to buy an avocado. To feed my soul. Living in the woods, I was just start talking with the animals, hanging in the trees, and say, okay, I have to start to eat. It's time to eat. And I decided to go to the grocery store in town and have something for eating and look something for food. And then I just was there and then went to the avocado section. Look for the perfect avocado, organic one, the best shape, the best texture.
Are you sure those weren't my boobs?
And I was holding it. In the moment I was holding it.
We have a lot of fun, if you haven't noticed. Yeah.
What happened that moment?
Yeah. So I guess we were in Tulum not long ago, and we were looking at pictures, right? And what we realized was that the day that you were traveling north was the day I was traveling south towards the mountain. And I literally got tears in my eyes. I'm like, oh my gosh, like how, like, it's incredible how just the magnetic force was like pulling us together. So I had also...
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Is your mate done?
Yeah, you can have some
Okay,
more
it's not a
mate.
microphone.
I'm sorry. Yeah, if you hold the mate too long, it's then becomes a microphone. A little sarcasm, which is fine. So I had gone through a really heavy transition in my life. I was married for over 20 years and to a beautiful man, raised 3 beautiful boys, and we just went on different paths and life journeys. It was time. The transition was there, and I found myself like trying to figure out who I was. I was literally taking road trips on my own. I was paddle boarding with tequila on a paddleboard, watching a sunset, climbing up mountains, and sleeping by myself and reading, Dr. David Hawkins and journaling and just really for the first time really being with me. I mean, the stories go on there, but I was introduced to a beautiful human in Mount Shasta who offered me a 9-day retreat to where I would do all these cleansing and detoxes. And then we did some plant medicine as well. I needed to clear some energy from my body that was really stagnant and holding me back from living my best life. And so there I felt a massive release and a surrendering. And it was only then when I went to the grocery store one day that I also wasn't looking for anything. As Gon says, he had surrendered, and normally he would, if he felt a call to talk to a woman, he had no problem doing that.
Of course, I'm Argentinian.
Yeah, and you're man and you're Argentinian, double whammy. And
I think my friends, they know me. They can talk about me.
Yeah, they all do. They're very surprised. And so you were holding that avocado, and we saw each other, and I felt something that was pretty profound. And I just didn't know how to flirt with him. So I turned the opposite direction and went down another aisle, and he went down another aisle, and I could feel him on the opposite end, kind of looking at me. And then we go to check out. And at this time, I really don't know how to flirt. I'm like, I don't know what to do here. I am so nervous. Like, I don't know what that feeling was, but it was something. And so he checks out and he smiles at me and I smile at him. And then I walk out thinking, I hope he comes and talks to me. I get in my car and then I don't see him and he doesn't see me. Like, we both went opposite directions.
And I was looking for you outside when I came out and I say, see if I can find you. And then didn't saw any trace of you. And I said, okay, if he has to be, it's meant to be, it will be.
And I said the same incredible thing in the car. Like, I was driving, I turned up my music, I remember, and I was smiling. I'm like, that was so cool. There is a human out there that I can feel a connection with, because I had this thing in my head that.
And for me also, I would come back to the woods and start talking to the trees and say, oh my God, I just met this beautiful woman there. And I think it put so much energy into the trees that the trees communicate with you somehow.
They were like, oh, this is real love. And so I was so happy. I was like, wow, because I was thinking there's no way I'm going to find a human that wants to grow with me and who can match me. Like, I was coming to the point where it's okay if I'm alone for the rest of my life. And so I go back and I see my friend David and I'm like, oh my gosh, I just met this guy, but I didn't meet him. We didn't even talk. We just like made eye contact. And he's like, okay. So we both forgot about each other at that point. And we went about our business. You had some friends come into town and I was continuing on with my spiritual journey. And then 5 days later, I was supposed to leave at 6:00 that night. And something told me to leave that morning. And so I decided to leave early and I needed some groceries and I went to the grocery store. I totally had forgotten all about him. And then as I was leaving the store with my groceries, I look up and he's walking in the door and we literally run right into each other.
That was the right moment.
There
was no escape from each other. It was a incredible synchronicity of, things that have to happen in that moment to match.
To happen.
Yeah. I was going there at the same time. She was leaving early and
you had friends in town.
I had friends in town and then
they wanted you to come. Yeah.
So the doors open and we just finally.
There was we knew, there was something. We had to know each other. It was so crazy. I think, guys, there's so much surrender that took place for both of us in the sense that I knew what I wanted in a relationship. I I definitely written that out on my vision board and in my journal of like the kind of feelings I wanted to feel with a partner. And I meditated and I would pray on that and feel that and vibrate with that. And I let it go. Most of the time, most of my life, I accomplished what I accomplished in business because of a lot of it, I just worked harder than anybody else. And then there's this thing though, when it comes to when you work alongside with the universe, with spirit, God, whatever you want to call it, and you surrender and say, listen, I know you have a bigger and better plan for me than I do. Please surprise me. Show me what can be greater than my own vision. And I know Gon says that he wasn't looking for anybody because he was kind of excited just to go to the woods and go find himself. And he didn't want any relationship.
Also, I had to finish up one beautiful relationship in LA, and I have someone, and because I was not feeling full purpose in my life. I was all over the world, and I know something bigger was coming. And to order to receive that, I had to really surrender and let go many of my expectations and belief that I have for many years.
Wow. And I think what's powerful about that too, there are people that helped us to become who we are today so that we could be ready for each other.
Oh, yeah.
Because like, I know when we first started talking via text, he said he was reading and I was like, what are you reading? And he showed me a book and I was like, oh my gosh. Okay. I like this guy. He's reading a spiritual book. Like, this is incredible.
I was introduced by a friend of mine. A book is called 7 Plane of Existence. And it was a real portal or real door to a spiritual path.
Oh, what's cool is you were dating her and, like this book, she introduced it to you. And had she not done that, who knows? Like, because I don't know if
the good thing is was the book didn't resonate with her, so that's why she gave it to me.
Well, it's really good because it was kind of a symbol. Like, this guy wants to grow. That's what it was for me, because it's like, this guy's not a typical guy in the woods, and he's a guy who's really on the journey to growth and self-love. He cares, and that was a big thing for me of like opening up my heart to like what's here. So it's just really cool, these humans that come along our path and plant these seeds. Like I wouldn't say dated, but I had a moment with a guy before I met him who had a white Dodge van and he was living the camper life, the van life. And he kind of planted this seed that, there's going to be someone that comes into your life.
The universe sent it first to you to just be prepared.
Warm me up. Warm
you up.
Warm me up. It's just really cool when you look at everything and how it's all interconnected and how we're all here together to help each other, right? Like all these souls in our lives, whether they're friends or partners or business associates, to really help us to evolve and to become the very best that we can be. And so should we tell the really cool part of this and then kind of be done with our story? Because I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it was really amazing. Yeah, it was so incredible. So Gons comes over to my house for our first date. And he walked in the front door and he saw this painting in my hallway. And this was a painting I bought in Taos, New Mexico over a decade ago. And when I first saw it, I fell madly in love with it. I just started crying. And the woman who painted it said, oh my gosh, I've never had anybody cry on my artwork. I said, I don't know how much it is, but I have to have it. Like, what is it? And she said, it's called Infinite Love. And it's this like cosmic nebula. It's really beautiful. And it glows in the dark too, by the way. And so I had it in my, the dream house I built in Kansas with my ex-husband. I had put it in my bathtub. I made this amazing bathtub that looked like it was an Egyptian bathtub. It was like so amazing. And I looked at it every night when I took a bath. And I just felt this connection to it. So Gons comes in that night and he said, you're not going to believe this. And I'm like, what? And he pulls out this pamphlet of his product, G-Mood, and the background of it was the exact same background. Like, I think we both were kind of like, what's happening?
Yeah. And I saw the symbol that you have next to it.
Yeah.
It was the symbol of the brand.
Yeah. It's right here. I'm staring at it right now.
Yeah. It was incredible.
Yeah. I have this this architectural piece that I had sitting in my living room, and it was the exact same symbol. And he also pulled from another symbol that I'd been.
Yeah, and I've been holding this graphic, this painting in the background of my computer and in the screen. And I also had a triangle in the middle. It was kind of like a portal. And I have been like attracted to it for many years, and I haven't used it for many years there. And then finally, I decide when I create the first flyer for my product, put that. I was thinking about the background. Oh, what background I should use? So it was obviously it was there, and I choose that one, and voila, it was the same painting. It was amazing. It was incredible. It was synchronicity.
Yeah, it's amazing. And that's why, we want to share this with you, because it's sharing with you what's possible. Like sometimes we have to surrender. We have to surrender what we think it is, what it could be, and just let it be and trust that the universe is going to bring the absolute best circumstances into your life. I know I've struggled with trusting, just totally trusting in the universe. But when I do, it's magical. It's unbelievably magical. So I believe that kind of connection is out there for each and every one of us.
Yeah, and I want to encourage men to about this, and believe more in themselves, and believe that whatever is outside, whatever you're looking is outside. Whatever you're looking for yourself, it's outside. So you have to be very careful what you're thinking about, what you're projecting for yourself, and sometimes we have so many belief systems. Sometimes we are, so overwhelmed for the social media and stuff, and people tell you what you have to do or what is the ideal image of who you should be, and that you would get so trapped in those lies, and then we lost our path, our GPS direction. And it's very important to take time for yourself and think about what is your drive and what is your source. And nature for me did a great job. And in those moments when you're with yourself, you will find your truth. And it's very important to follow that and start whatever you want to track. There is whatever you have to be, right? If you want looking for happiness, you have to be a happy guy. If you're looking for love, you have to be a lovely guy. So don't deny, don't project things that you don't want, and just start focusing on what you really want. And that is what you're going to attract in your life. And it is beauty, it is everything, it is universe provides. It's so generous, it's so abundant, and everything is waiting for you. You just not know how to knock the right door.
I love what you said, babe. And I also, we were in Green Bay recently with a bunch of amazing humans on the planet changing the world. And somebody said, we love watching you and Gonz on Instagram. You guys just seem so unbelievably in love and happy. And what did I say? I was like, yeah, you see the highlight reels, but you don't see all the work it takes to get to those beautiful, happy places. We don't put up there when I'm having a breakdown or you're mad and I'm mad, and we're working through our own internal stuff and coming together to heal those parts of our personality and aspects of ourselves where maybe we've denied looking at in the past. And we've shoved it down and we've hid from it. But when you have a partner that's able to stand there with you during a storm and hold your hand and say, listen, this sucks and it's hard, but I'm not letting you go here. We're going to work through this. We're going to figure it out. That's been really probably one of the most profound parts of our story, I think, is learning how to communicate and learning how to not run away. Because we both used to have a tendency just to run, right? If it got hard or if it was, we just would shut down and hold it back, right?
Yeah, most of the time, that's our tendency, especially for men, that we love to talk, but not the way that women love to talk to. And we are more driven by our spirit, our force, our soul. And when we get a problem that we cannot mentally resolve, we get overwhelmed and we start using our primal and survival instinct. That is the force. And then the force, it means I cannot do this. I'm taking my own way, and I'm pushing things away. And but when we are doing those things, we're just also taking the decision of not doing the work. Also, taking the problem on the side. And then when we do that, it's just like come back to our normal life, and it's not that it's bad, it's not that it's good. It's just like what is the real thing that we are looking for? Are we looking at a partner to grow? And grow means like stepping out in our own shed and having a partner that it will help you to deal with it, or just trying to heal ourselves. So if you have the right partner and the partner is willing to walk that path with you, it's very important that you never take the things for granted, and just like enjoying and believe and knowing that you have someone that you can trust, and she will not judge you. She will do anything for you. And that it's okay to open yourself. It's okay sometimes to cry and to say, this the stuff that you want to say. And then I believe that having someone that can hold your space, it's incredible. And it's so important for us that we have to do the same when we have a partner. Hold the space, know how to hold the space, know how that we are different, men and women. We are very different. So we need to know how to hold the space to each other. And that creates, the decompression need to solve any problem in life.
Well, what I love is that we're all also learning from our past mistakes in relationships too. Like I think we reflect on what we did that didn't work, what we did that did work. And, you're a true divine masculine man. So for those of you that don't know what divine masculine versus toxic masculine is, toxic masculine always wants to be in control and will run away, or will, lives more in a fear mindset, and kind of like definitely a it's my way or the highway kind of aspect.
And I believe because that's a fear mode too, right? That's survival. It's not this way. It's just you have to do it this way because I am the man, or I am this, or it's like we are not living in those ages anymore, those times anymore, that the man has to protect the covern.
Yeah.
No matter what, we evolution is so much. So it's good for us to bring that intelligence back, and smartness with the universe, not just for us. It's just like we don't have to be scared of giving power away and not giving power away.
But kind of, because you know what, it's like
letting go the control a little, and trust that everything's going to be okay. But always staying in your truth. Not to being strong enough to always this is my truth, this is my boundary. And also being the feminine too, right? Supported feminine too. I think it's a great balance. And the same as woman, powerful woman has those two balances. The woman that can be in the feminine and their femininity, and then also can be in the masculine when the things get tough, and she can be next to your side and supporting you. So I think we are learning how to balance these two opposite signs of humanity.
Well, and we're learning, I know in our relationship, we're learning not to take things personally. Like sometimes when things come up, reminding ourselves that this is our pain body or our wounded child coming out, or something from our past, right? That's triggering something. But immediately we want to take things personally. And so what we're learning is to really hold that space of like recognizing, wow, my partner is going through something, they're feeling triggered. How can I just hold space for them and to love them through their transformation, and just really be loving awareness for them. And that's hard to do at times, right? Because the ego wants to come in and defend itself, or, we want to protect, or we want to run. I mean, all these natural tendencies that we've been programmed and conditioned to do because society does it. We've seen it in family dynamics or whatnot. And so, but I feel like we really communicate well. And it took some time to get there. We didn't start off like that.
Or it's different. It's different when your partner is from another country and we both speak different languages, different cultural language, different slangs, different habits, different everything. But it's also a challenge. Also, that is there another obstacle to jump.
Yeah, and I think we are just learning every day, though, that this human really does have my back. Like, they don't have any intention to hurt me, and I can trust them, and it feels really good. Like, to have that kind of feeling and that connection with somebody. And sometimes when we're out in the middle of the ocean and there's a huge tsunami and we're like, the boat is shaking and rocking and we're both in our fear mode, one of us has to surrender or gets to surrender. And we take turns doing this. And we have to come and calm the waters by literally surrendering our ego and saying, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for what I said. I'm sorry if I did this. I love you, and just really diffusing it.
Yeah, and that's about the true masculinity too, know how to hold the space for your woman, and doesn't matter in the moment that she's, suffering. Doesn't matter who is right or not, right? Mm-hmm. We need to solve that problem and show that we can step up no matter what. We can show up no matter what, and that's the time that we just have to, take our ego on the side and see how we can help her to deal with that stress. And it's very important to learn how to do that, because if we don't take our ego on the side, what we are creating in those moments is separation. And through separation, it's fights come and discussion, and we are feeding just our ego. And that's part of the, surrendering and growing when we are able to take ourselves out of the equation and truly see why is the person you love suffering. We can really change the way we have a relationship.
Something just came to me, and it's such a great question, and I want everyone to ask their partner this question tonight or today, whenever you're listening to this, or whenever you get the chance to sit with your partner.
You want to have sex? Is that the question?
Beep. We're gonna have to put like an X-rated.
I'm still Argentinian, baby.
We're gonna have to start an Argentinian dating site. All the people listening are so curious now. So what is it that, and this is what I want you to ask your partner, what is it that I do that makes you feel loved most? Like I'm really there for you. Like what is it that I do for you that makes you feel loved most?
Well, that's a great question. And I think you do many things that make me feel good and safe, and that I can trust you, and especially your patience and your love for me. Just go always the extra mile and show up even in the worst moments when everything is a chaos, and just showing me that doesn't matter what you think, and just like holding my space and supporting me in any area of my life that I'm struggling in that moment. Family, business, career, future. You are there for me all the time. And I love you for that.
I'm going to cry. Okay, I'm not going to cry. I'm squeezing my butt cheeks so I don't cry. For me, I would say that I would also be patient. Like you have unbelievable patience, like intolerance for the healing that I go through. And I love how you communicate. Like a lot of men don't know how to open up and communicate and really sit with it. I know sometimes you communicate and you're like, okay, enough is enough. I'm done talking, and I can start to feel, because you'll get anxious, and I'm like, okay, he's had enough. I could.
That's my ego coming up. And say,
it's like I'm getting anxious.
Have to be a man. It's enough. Go to sleep.
But I also love how you always like have so much fun, and you will always go out of your way, like. You still go out of your way to do little acts of kindness for me, whether you bring me flowers or you surprise with a bottle of champagne or whatever to end our day off with a glass of something. Or I love how you're just always, or food, like you'll just make the most beautiful acai bowls, and like you're just, and I love how you're always so affectionate. You're just, during the day when we're working hard, you'll come up and you'll rub my back, or, you'll give me a kiss while we're passing in the kitchen. It's just, you do such a great job of being present. And I feel like women crave a lot of that, as their partner to be present and being aware and being thankful, like showing gratitude. So that was a long list of all the things.
That was good. It's always good to be in check with your partner. Even if you believe that everybody is doing okay, it's just not your partner. I think family. I think that's something like Argentinians have, and I always check into our love circle of people, right? Family, friends,
Mm-hmm.
and it's always to check, just touch hands and how they are,
Mm-hmm.
or do
You're
something
so
for
good
them
at
to
that.
motivate, and uplift their moods. I think it's something that we really do. We always catch into each other's,
And I also think the way we start our day is big. Like intimacy is a big thing for us. Like it never used to be a big thing for me. It was something I had to do a lot of times. I didn't want necessarily, but we have this connection where we really connect with each other in the morning and just showing affection, like just showing our desires, like how much, we still desire one another. And it's really beautiful. So anyway, this has been a really amazing podcast to share with you and to share with everyone listening right now. I hope that we've inspired some couples or people to live their best day today and beyond through our story.
We hope.
Yeah, I think there is. I think we got someone in there who's really inspired. We want to hear
Too
your
many
story.
people, yeah, and absolutely, we want to hear your story. We want to know what part of your life you are struggling right now,
Yeah.
and if you can share it with us, it will be great.
Yeah, we want to
Maybe
hear
we
your
can bring some
testimonies.
support and serve you guys too.
That's what we love to do. We want to have retreats in the future. We know that that's something we want to do, to have couples retreats and men's tribe. I know you're starting different things. It's really cool to watch your transformation and all the support groups you're putting together to help humans. And it's just so amazing, like to watch, I love how you just take charge and like you're changing the world. It's so freaking sexy to me. So anyway, I love you. I'm so grateful for you to be here today, babe. And I just want this for as many humans as possible, is to have a divine connection with somebody, whether it's a soul partner, a romantic partner or not. Like everyone deserves to have this kind of love and connection the way we have it. So thanks for being on the show today.
Thank you. I think everybody needs that opportunity to have love and connection and open more and explore and be happy. So thank you so much for inviting me. And I'm feeling very grateful for being your show today. And I love you.
I love you, baby. And I love all of you. We love all of you. Thank you we're celebrating 500 downloads. I couldn't believe that, babe.
Yeah, that's incredible.
500. I only thought maybe a few people were listening. That's incredible. Like I was so excited to see that.
That's beautiful. And that means that you're inspiring a lot of people through their path.
Oh, thanks, babe.
So thank you for being such a transformational being in this world.
Thanks. Well, you're helping me to be better too by holding space. So enough of our cuddly, chats here. Like we have to go now to the bedroom because we're so all lovey-dovey. No, just kidding. We've got lots of work to do. So we're going to sign off here today, guys. Thanks for being here with us, sharing this moment with us. I hope you took some notes. If there's somebody in your life that you really feel like could connect with this or needs to hear this, please share it with them. You never know what it is that we've said that could really help someone to shift out of their fears and into their greatest life. Also, I know Gon's such a giver and he's always wanting to, I don't know if you'd be willing to do this. I'm kind of putting you on the spot here, but would you?
I think where you come from. And of course I would love to.
What? You know what I'm going to say?
Yes.
Okay.
I have an idea.
Okay.
But yeah.
So I was wondering if anybody who wants to try your G mood.
Yeah, absolutely.
Is there? How do they get to it? And
well,
then,
you can find a product online. The website is www.gnaps.com.
G in for Nancy, A for Apple, P for Paul, S for Sam, E.com. gnaps.com.
Yeah, that sounds beautiful. And what it will do, it's just I'm going to generate a coupon code for all our listeners. And I'm going to give a 25% off.
25.
Plus free shipping.
Wow.
So they can try the product.
Wow, that's really sweet.
Yeah.
So can you, what coupon code?
I will generate the word. Everybody can use the word avocado.
Avocado.
So they can find true love at the end of their checkout.
Oh, that's super great. Super cheesy too. I love it. At least we didn't meet in the cheese department. That could have been a
dairy.
fun.
No, we were vegan at the time.
Totally. Yeah, it's all about avocados. Yeah.
There's no big department from the vegan cheese.
Awesome. All right. Well, thanks, babe, for being on the show.
Hey,
thanks, everyone.
Thank you so much. And thank you for everybody.
Have a beautiful, epic, amazing day until we see you again on Lead with Love. Bye, everyone.
Bye.